and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so sorry this is so late, but I have been at ethics championships all day where I decided to do 3,000 in this heat. I nearly died, but I got a 3-second PB and I got third, so pretty good. But I will be in a world of pain on Monday because I decided to do 15 as well. Just don't really even question it. But yeah, so today, after you guys watched my FM Final Major project video, Let Your Voice Do the Writing, those of you wanted to know can you tell if you're dyslexic, and I thought might as well do that. By the way, if you guys have any other videos, comment down below, like assumptions. Okay, so many assumptions about being dyslexic, so let me know. But before we get into that, subscribe if you have not done so already. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, like I said, if you have any other video suggestions for me, and don't forget to follow my social media platforms, including my other YouTube channel, which I will try and upload tomorrow if I can, promise. But in case you missed them, they are right here, but they will be down below as well. So yeah, I wrote it down because there was a lot more, and like it helped me just to have it written down. So these are signs to know if like you're dyslexic, as there are a lot of assumptions of what people think they are, but there's a lot more extreme than what you think. There are 3 types of dyslexic, so depends how extreme you are. I'm probably one of the worst because I have so much. Oh my god. But yeah, let's get into the video. As you may have noticed, my face is a bit red. I got a bit sunburnt, so please do not point it out. But yeah, let's get right to this. So, slow reading. So this doesn't mean necessarily you're bad at reading. It just means that when you're reading in class, you might take a little bit longer to read words, and you often get stuck over words, especially when you're younger, that are easy. I used to have to know how to spell friends, and because that was like a big one, so that's definitely one. Spelling is probably the best way to determine, because although when you're younger all kids are bad at spelling, but this will be simple words like I couldn't spell my name, I couldn't spell cat, I couldn't spell dog, like stuff like that. If you can't do that stuff, it generally is like a flag of like, oh, what's going on here? But normally I would say you look at that when you're a bit older, but it depends what age you are at the moment. Trouble sound outwards is a big thing. I used to say yellow was yellow. But because I was so young, my mum didn't think anything of it. But obviously when you're older, if you have trouble like saying words, like I often know what I want to say, the word, but I can't say it out loud. If I have a brain fart or something, and that's a very big thing for dyslexic people. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if they're like 8 or 10, they shouldn't be doing that. That is generally when dyslexics get diagnosed. From age 5 upwards is when it's diagnosed, because that's when you should be getting better at these types of things. Yeah, like I said, mixing up words or letters is especially a big thing. I couldn't say my sister's name. I called her Cuddle instead of Catherine. I couldn't, I used to say Veshwadi, like I couldn't say certain things, like I'd miss out words, like it was really bad. Like that is definitely a very big flag. I would also say another thing about dyslexic is sometimes the kid will know before you know. So if you're a parent watching this, if they have resilience to wanting to read out loud, because dyslexic actually sometimes we read better in our head, but it's because we think we're saying the right words, but we're actually not. And if it has like a resilience to not want to read out loud, it's because they probably know something you don't, but they're just scared to let you know. That's actually a bit of a parent flag to let you know. Okay, poor memory is definitely one, but it's not in the way you think. Like we don't forget things. It's more, if there's a giant list and you said you've got to bring this, you've got to bring this, you've got to bring this, and you said like 6 things, they'll remember 3 of them. That's why I write them down, because I generally will forget. Like it's so bad. It's also sometimes stuff with maths as well. That's a common thing. Also that alphabet is pretty hard. It's basically something that isn't interesting to them, we will often forget. It's also like if you say too much at us at once, we're gonna forget it. Like as far as we write things down, that's very common, and that's very much a dyslexic thing. Like a lot of people don't think about, because they just think it's reading and spelling, but no, memory is literally probably higher than both of those, because it's a very common thing for all dyslexics to have. We often have trouble finding words, so we often use simple words like but, the, because, we won't, and we'll use it in the same sentence. That or won't necessarily be a bad thing, but it is something that if you do that a lot, it could be a dyslexic sign, and it's best to get tested, because if you're not using complicated words and you're like 14 or 15 and you're in GCSE and you're using cause and the like 12 times in the page, they're gonna know not get good a grade, are you? But that's a very common sign of someone's dyslexia, because they don't use complicated words. We tend to just want people to understand what we're talking about. So yeah. So signs in children school age are very different to adults, because our brains are developed differently. So slow learning of letters or like sounds is something in like a kid, because you're learning to speak, you're learning these words. Sometimes your brain isn't developed the same way as everyone else. That sounds bad, but it just means everyone else, the way my mum used to explain it, everyone else has a straight line. There's a light bulb and they have a straight line, and they just go like that. When you're dyslexic, you have 3 different lines. You go da 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 da, or da 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 da, or da 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 da. So it takes you a little bit longer to get to the connection, but you eventually will. That's a very big sign if your kid is struggling with something that should be easier for them, but it's not. Just think of like that. But definitely difficulty rhyming words. This is a very like big one. Like most kids can rhyme, but with dyslexic they're like, oh, I don't understand that word. Like just be like, that's a very big one. Like the spelling, reading is very good, but memory is also up there. Missing handwriting, dyslexics, I especially will have missing handwriting. It's why there's pens and stuff dedicated to dyslexics. It just means they get so anxious about wanting to know the right word, wanting to know everything, that sometimes we forget what we're actually writing, and our handwriting is just going scribbly everywhere basically. It's nothing to be really worried about. I would say the most big one is most of dyslexics are visual learners. So when information is told to them verbally, we won't understand, but if you understand information visually, you could just be a visual learner. But if this is actually quite a big one, especially if you're a bit older, basically if you're just shown something and you get it and you're like, oh, I understand that, but yet you're told it the exact same way but you don't get it, I would maybe suggest that it could be a flag, because that was a big flag for me. Never understood maths, never understood anything, but when I was shown how to do it, I was like, oh, that's how, and like I got it, but like I could never understand it if it was spoken. I was like, well, what the hell did you say? Like it wasn't understood. That's like stuff for kids. Adults is probably a lot of it comes with difficulty with remembering things, like difficulty like, oh, I've been told to do 6 things, why am I struggling with this? And a lot of it is actually sometimes reading as well. That's a big one with adults. Adults is mainly spelling. If you can't remember to spell a word that everyone else knows how to spell, or you're losing your train of thought when you're reading, or if you're forgetting things even though that someone only told you it 5 minutes ago, like that's something very, very big for adults who have dyslexia and haven't been tested. I would say definitely check, and I'll see if I can put it down below, the British Dyslexia Association, as they are massively very good. I love them because they offer checklists, and they will often see if your experience or whatever symptoms or whatever you're feeling actually matches with the common diagnosis of dyslexics, because it's different for each one. Those are just stuff I've like written down on my phone, stuff like I've come across, because it's very different for children compared to adults. Because adults, your brain's fully developed, you understand stuff, like you have your skill set, you understand to do stuff, and you've just got used to how to do this. So their ones tend to be more with, you can't spell words, you take a little bit slower reading, and you often have to read out loud, because otherwise you won't know what you're reading, really, because it'll just be a bit, like you can't say the word unless you read it out loud, basically. You also have the memory fin of, I can't remember 6 fins, I have to write this down. I should be showing it visually. But with the kids, it's very much can't say words verbally, because you're still learning to do that. Yeah, again, can't be learning stuff visually. They have a bit of spelling and obviously words as well, but the handwriting is a lot more messy because they're still learning how to do that, so it's very different. But yeah, very much have stuff that links them together. But yeah, definitely if you have any of the symptoms, think about getting tested, or generally just ask a professional, even your parent or anyone you basically can think of, and just try and get tested. It's not a disease, it's not something that's going to make you stupid, because it's not. It's just a different way of thinking. You are dyslexic, which means you're neurodivergent, SEM, those are words as well. But yeah, it just means a different way of thinking. But if you feel any of these symptoms, or definitely if you feel more than one, definitely get tested just to be on the safe side, and you can get the help you need. But yeah, hopefully this video has helped you guys and made you feel a bit better. And yeah, but like I said, comment down below what more videos it is, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye for now.